Good morning, YouTube. Good afternoon, good night, depending on where you're tuning in from. I appreciate you for tuning in. Really, and I've said this before in some of my other videos, but, my whole point of making this YouTube channel is just to help people. I don't care who I help. I just want to help people, because we've all been through our fair share of life experiences, some more than others, and we have the ability to help other people who may be going through something that we've been through already, or something that we're currently going through. It doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter how young you are. If you have the experience, you have the ability to teach. And what's better than giving back to people? It makes you feel good, and you're helping yourself at the same time. So today's video is going to be about trusting in the process. Trust in the process. Everything, that's easier said than done, as for a lot of things are. But when you trust in the process, you're basically giving up the attachment to the thing that you want to achieve. It's not that you don't want to achieve it or that you don't care to achieve it. It's just that you're letting go how it's going to happen. You're letting go when it's going to come to you, and you just let it flow naturally. Like, so many times, and this is something that I used to do heavy. Like, I used to heavily do this, and sometimes, I'm not gonna front, like, sometimes I still do this, but it's all about learning and taking each experience that you go through and becoming a little better each time. But when I'm trying to manifest something, when I'm trying to achieve a certain goal that I set out for myself, a lot of the times I try to force it to happen, and I'm constantly thinking about, how is this gonna happen? How can I make this happen? When is it gonna happen? Where is it gonna happen? Like, just all of this extra shit that I really don't even need to be focused on. I'm over here thinking about and stressing about, and I see that's true for a lot of people too. Like, we live in a world where we want things right now, but we also want to try to make everything happen for ourselves. And chances are, if you're trying to achieve something that you've never achieved before, you're really not going to know how to do it on your own. Because if you knew how to do it on your own, you would have done it by now, no? So that's why it's important to just let things naturally flow and let go of how and when something's going to happen. And, like that quote says, let go and let God. Let go and let God. That's something that has become more relevant in my life now more than ever, because I used to be somebody who was so attached to the things that I want, just attached to how I want something to happen, when I want something to happen, instead of just letting the process unfold naturally. And that's the best way to let things happen. Like, for example, have you ever tried to force a connection with somebody that you really liked? Do you notice the resistance in that relationship or connection that you were trying to force? Like, it just didn't feel right. And I get why people hold on to the things that they want so bad. It's because they want it, simple. But at the same time, if you're not letting that thing that you want naturally evolve, it's not the same. I don't really know how to put that into words, but it's not the same when you don't let things naturally evolve. And I understand, like I said, this is easier said than done. Detachment, when it comes to manifestation, detaching is one of the hardest things to do, but at the same time, it's also one of the most important things to do to bring about your desires. But we just really have to learn, and we just really have to learn how to let go of the things that we want, and just have faith that it's gonna come to us. Just we gotta have that belief that okay, I may not physically have this thing right now, I may not have the body that I want right now, but I already see in my mind me having that thing. I already see in my mind me having my body that I've been dreaming of for however long. And it's about believing that it's already yours. You you gotta believe that it's yours, and it will come. I can't tell you when it's gonna come. I can't tell you how, where, why, when. I don't know, and you don't have to know. That's something that we always stress about so much. Oh, how is this gonna happen? Why, when, where, who? You know, like, let go of that shit and just let it flow. Trust in the process. The process is what makes you. The process is what makes achieving that thing that you want all worth it. Because what's the point of, you know, let's say, I think I've used this example before in one of my videos, but it's very easy to understand, so I'm gonna use it again. Let's say you're trying to manifest $1 million, right? If you were to just be handed $1 million, or if you were to just win the lotto and you won $1 million, you didn't have to do shit for it. What's really the point? I mean, like, shit, if somebody's gonna hand me $1 million, I'm gonna take that shit, period. But at the same time, it's like, you don't have that story behind how you got that $1 million. You didn't build the qualities and the characteristics to actually achieve that $1 million on your own. It was just, you know, handed to you. But if you had to, on the other hand, if you worked for that $1 million, if you grinded, if you put in, you know, your blood, sweat, and tears for that $1 million, it's gonna make it that much more worth it than if you were to just be handed it all day, every day. Because you're gonna have a story behind how you got that money. You're gonna have the qualities and the characteristics that you need to actually be able to hold that amount of money. Because if you're somebody who has never held $1 million before, and you were just handed that money, and you didn't have to do shit for it, chances are you're not even gonna know how to manage it. You're not even gonna know what to do with it, and you may just blow it as quick as you got it, because, like I said, you don't have the qualities that you need to be able to make that money on your own and keep it. You know, it's easy to spend money, you know, and, you know, like I said, bro, just trust in the process. You gotta love the process. You have to embrace the process. You have to enjoy it, because everything that you're going through right now, at one point in time in your life, you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, you know, I remember when I was, you know, at this stage in my life, and I was wondering if I was even gonna make it, or I was wondering if this was even gonna happen for me. And, you know, it's all about looking at your growth. You know, even right now, I'm sure that there's something in your life that you can look back on that you have grown on. Whether it's your physical health, whether it's your mental health, whether it's the fact that you started putting your foot down more with people and you're not letting people walk over you as much. You know, any area of your life, I'm sure that there's at least one area in your life that you've grown in some way, somehow. And it's just about, you know, there's nothing better than looking back on your life as a whole and, you know, really seeing how much you've grown in, you know, different aspects of your life. But, you know, like I said, words of the day, trust in the process. Trust, believe, have faith. What you want is going to come to you. It may not come to you when you necessarily want it to, but who cares? What's the rush in getting it? Why do you need that thing right now? I understand why we may need certain things right now. Like, certain people are really trying to manifest money because they need to pay their bills, or they need to help out. What is this truck doing? What is this? Well, I'm going first. My bad. Taking up the whole motherfucking road. Yeah, but, you know, there's no rush in trying to achieve the things that you want to achieve. Just, you know, take it day by day. Live right now in the moment. But at the same time, make sure you're doing things that are putting you a step closer to what you want every day. Don't obsess over how. All you gotta do, because honestly, the how does not fucking matter. The how does not matter because you don't know how to do it. You don't know how to achieve it. So you're over here worrying about how this, how that. You don't know how. Leave it up to God. If you knew how to make $100,000 a month, you would be making $100,000 a month right now. You don't know how. So you need to let go of trying to do everything on your fucking own. Like I be doing myself sometimes. I be trying to make it all happen on my own. No, sometimes you need outside help. But most importantly, you need God's help. Start talking to God. Start praying to God. I talk to God every single day. Every single day. And he talks to us too. He's talking to you too. You may be like, oh no, God's not talking to me. You may not realize that he's talking to you because you're so up here in your mind. And you're not enough in the present moment. So you can't really see and understand when he's talking to you. He's talking to us every single day. Several times a day. And it's like either you're present in the moment and you're able to catch what he's actually saying to you, or it passes you by. But you know, I hope y'all took something from this video. I want to apologize because my thoughts be they be all over the place, man. Sometimes I go from talking about this and I go from talking about that. Sometimes it's hard for me to gather all of my thoughts and, you know, make it make sense sometimes. So I hope that you guys kind of understand where I was going with this video. And I appreciate you guys for, you know, being patient with me because, you know, I could be a little much sometimes, but that's all right. So, you know, until next time, I'll catch y'all in the next video.